It's a little bit early. We're doing this at a different location, different time, but we are doing this call nonetheless. I'm glad that we're able to all join together and do these calls on a daily basis. This is one of my favorite things about working and helping you guys inside of this campus is that I get to share stories with you, share insights with you that have helped me massively. Things that I may have forgotten personally until I started asking myself questions about things that I can do to help you, things that help me get to where I am, things that can help you do the same. And today I'm going to be telling you a story from my early 20s of a key perspective shift that occurred for me over the course of a few years and how it's helped me achieve what I have in my life and become who I am, as well as this is one of the things that prepared me for embracing a different life than that of the masses. And it's something that can be really helpful for you. Now, I'm going to double, triple check that my audio is working. We don't have any kind of issues with that. Yeah, it looks like we have good audio. All right, let's keep going here. So there's this question, right? People, a lot of times when they're first starting out, they have this idea of a retirement or a time when they can sit back and say, I've made it. I can sit back, I can rest, I can relax, I can retire, I can just enjoy the finer things in life and sort of sit back and rest on my past victories. Now, this idea of relaxing and resting is a part of the work, consume, die circle, right? Most people live in a circle where they work so that they can relax, so until they have to work again, so they can relax again. Work, consume, work, consume, work, consume, and eventually they just stay on that roller coaster until they die. There is a difference between the two different kinds of people in this world. There are people that are stuck in that and are okay to be stuck in that. And then there are those who want to break that cycle. And usually it's a shift in how you view work. If you work so that you then can relax, that is a poor reason to work. But if you are working because you have a desire to grow and to improve yourself and to continue to fight bigger and bigger opponents in your life, then the work, consume, die cycle dies, right? You're going to work because you have meaning, you're going to work because you have purpose, and it's going to help you grow. And there will be moments, let's say, of reward. There'll be moments of relaxation. You'll find yourself in a nice, luxurious place. So at some point, being able to take a moment, sit back and be grateful. But that's a different thing than a retirement. That's a different thing than saying, I fought the good fight. I've run the good race. I'm going to sit back and relax. I'm going to tell you about how I shifted my perspective here and the way I now view the world and how it's been helpful for me. A long, long time ago, almost, I guess, over a decade now, I was a young Mormon missionary. You know the type, right? White shirt, black tie, or black little name tag, running around teaching people about, Jesus and helping people, learn how to improve their family and stuff. It was a wonderfully rewarding time in my life. And I learned a lot. That was a time where I sat around and helped people make positive changes in their life and learn what motivated them. It was a beautiful, beautiful time. I was in Mexico City. Food was great. The people were wonderful. Absolutely loved my time as a missionary. And, as a missionary, I was really focused on helping and serving other people, right? Like I wanted to do so at a high level. I wanted to do help as many people as possible, experience some of the same joys that I had experienced from my religion at a young age, right? So I was always trying to self-examine myself and understand ways that I could improve what I was doing, improve how I was working, and improve how I was living my life. And there was a moment I was listening to a man give a talk, and he was talking about how he had seen someone he respected. This other man was giving a talk. So I was watching a man giving a talk about a man giving a talk. So it's kind of meta, kind of circular, nested loop. But this man said that his friend, this man he respected, hit his fist on the pulpit and said something like, I pray that God gives me harder and harder mountains to climb. Give me mountains so I can climb up. I can prove my worthiness to him. I can grow. And this guy said he thought that was interesting. So he had done the same thing. He went home that day and he prayed. He's like, God, give me a serious mountain to climb. Right. And guys, I'm talking about religion here. I'm talking about God. This is my faith. This is my belief. I don't expect anybody to believe one thing or another. I'm just sharing my story. The perspective I share has little to do with religion and more to do with outlook on life. So bear with me. So this guy I was watching give a talk, he told about how he had done this. He'd gone home and then boom, he'd been hit with a big, difficult challenge in the next 24 hours. And it was difficult. It was the hardest thing he'd ever gone through in his life, but he was able to overcome it and in the process improve himself. And me being a young a young, impressionable kid, I was like, dude, I'm going to try this. So I go home at the end of this, before I go to bed, kneel down. My God, give me a challenge. Give me something that's difficult. Give me a mountain to climb so I can grow and prove my faith to you. That was all gung ho about it. And sure enough, who knows? Coincidence, God, doesn't really matter for those of you listening. For me, I believe it was God. I was given an opportunity, a challenge. It was difficult, stretched me to my absolute limit, and forced me to grow. I thought, hey, this is pretty cool. So about the time I kind of got to the top of that mountain, I decided, it's time for me to get another mountain. So I prayed, boom, another opportunity. And this happened over and over, right? Like I would do this, I'd pray, and then I was given this opportunity. But then I shifted the way I viewed it. I made a deal with God. I was like, listen, like this whole thing where you're sending me difficulties and challenges, like that's cool and all, but how about I just dedicate myself to finding bigger and better mountains for myself? Like I'll go out and seek opportunities rather than sitting back and waiting for challenges, right? It was a shift that I made in my perspective. And since then, I have viewed my entire life through this lens, right? Where I believe it is my imperative. I find the greatest fulfillment and joy when I am seeking a difficult objective, when I've set a difficult target and I push, and stretch myself and have to push myself to the very brink of my capacity so I can reach this high goal. And once I do, that just means it's time for me to then climb the next mountain and the next mountain. And the mountains never end, the challenges never end, the opportunities never end, and my growth never ends because of it, right? So you guys are in this program right now, and there might be different mountains ahead of you. You might be facing, getting through the actual boot camp videos. You might be facing the mountain of trying to land that first client. You might be facing the mountain of, oh, wow, I've got a good client. Now I better deliver. How do I apply the lessons I learned in the boot camp now to help them with their funnels? Like no matter where you are in life, no matter where you are with this program, there's a mountain. There's a challenge that you have to face. And it's going to force you to improve. You're going to have to raise your capacity to meet that standard, and you're going to hit the top of that mountain. Now, you can't rest at the top of a mountain. It doesn't work, right? You might pause for 10 seconds, be like, I made it. This is wonderful. But if you're anything like me, you'll be at the top of the mountain and you'll see another peak. You'll see another bend in the trail. You'll see another challenge to chase, and it's going to call you forward, and you're going to go there. You're going to find much more fulfillment in life if you are constantly pushing yourself to bigger and better challenges, bigger and better opportunities, to more and more difficult opponents in your life that you're competing against. This will force you to grow and will force you to, it will be a calling pulling you forward. And it's way more rewarding, and it builds your energy compared to those who achieve some level of success in their life and sit back and rest on it. I've never been that kind of person. I especially haven't been after this experience I shared with you. And my entire life has been an opportunity for me to reinforce this belief that there is no rest. There is no achievement. There is no final achievement. It's continuous. The mountains never end. The paths up the mountain never end. It's one new and exciting adventure after another. So as you're going through the program, understand that the goals that you have, once you've hit them, it's not over. Once you land that first client, that doesn't mean your prospecting game is over. That just means it's reached a new level. The game has changed. You're moving towards it in a new way. You have a new goal. You should never catch yourself feeling that you've achieved everything, that you're done, that you've made it, and that you're better and you're good to go. There's always something to do. There's always work to do. There's always a challenge to find and embrace. And you will find your greatest rewards in life from embracing this idea of, where is my next mountain? How can I climb it? How can I climb it faster? What am I going to do once I reach the point of that mountain? What's the next mountain after that? You are asking yourself these questions. If you're living your life this way, you will not only enjoy your life more as a man, but you will achieve more than 99.99% of human beings who are content to just work, consume, die, work, consume, die. That's not for me, and I'm guessing it's not for you. I want you guys to think about this. I want you to think of the mountains that you're facing, the mountains that you have ahead of you, and decide that you're going to climb them faster, and that because you are excited to find out what the next mountain is, or what the next challenge is, and what the next exciting thing is going to happen in your life. I want you guys to sit in there and be like, cool. I made $20,000 this month. How do I now grow? What's the next level? What's the next thing I do? Keep that in mind. There's always a new adventure around the corner. You are always pushing forward. Understand this perspective, adopt it in your life, adopt it across all aspects of your life, and you will see your life become filled with meaning. You will see yourself growing beyond what you can possibly imagine. It's been a great call. Glad to talk to you guys. I'll talk to you guys again tomorrow. Definitely think about these ideas, apply them in your life, and tomorrow we will continue the saga. We'll continue to talk about these different ideas that have helped me grow and reach the level of success that I have, and that I'm using to fight my own personal mountains, to climb my own mountains and seek out my new opportunities. I will talk with you guys tomorrow.